Recording in progress.
Hi, who is iPad?
It's Tamara.
Tamara, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, just making sure it's not some stranger going to steal all our secrets.
Hey Dennis, how are you?
Good, Grant, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right.
Also, I finally got a note back from one of the last two people to apply, and it sounds like it was Carson something Davis. Maybe. Turns out it's a woman. So I feel bad I said Mr. Davis, but it sounds like she'll start coming next week.
Great.
So,
What kind of business is hers?
I'll double check. One of them was jewelry. One of them was kind of like helping small businesses,
Okay.
social media. I forget which one was which though.
Okay.
But
Great.
yeah, so should have a new member soon.
That's wonderful. Going to have a lot of speakers next week.
Awesome. How's Brady doing? Have you still been in touch?
Just kind of intermittently. He was studying for some kind of licensing. I'm not quite sure. I think it was with Wells Fargo or something like that. And I know he passed it. He posted on social media that he passed whatever it was.
That's
So
awesome.
that was good. But that's about it. I really haven't had a good in-depth conversation with him lately.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting that he did well on the exam or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good student, from what I can tell.
Yeah, seems it.
Now, I can hear that somebody's calling me, but I have no idea how to answer. I don't get it. Well,
Like a normal phone call or like something special?
it sounded like, I can't even describe it. It's some kind, it was almost like an alarm of some kind. I don't know, who knows?
Hmm.
We have had all kinds of intermittent power outages here for the last day and a half, where the power is literally going out like every 5 minutes. Is really crazy, especially when you're trying to sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know, because all the stuff beeps and comes back, and the ceiling fan cuts on and off, and you know, just insane, really. But so far today, it's been working.
That's good.
I love being in the country. So you call the power company, which is a co-op, and I tell them I'm having this problem. They say, okay, and we'll get a ticket for you. So then a couple hours goes by and it seems to be doing pretty well. So I called them back just to see, did you fix it or what? And she goes, well, I don't know. Those boys are still out there. They just haven't called me back. So I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, you let me know if
Yeah,
I need to know anything, but apparently they fixed it, whatever it was.
that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so it's about 1:00. Hello, everybody. Mr. Arnold, how are you today?
Hello there, Dennis. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Are you up in one of those hot air balloons?
Well, no, but believe it or not, I used to own one, and actually,
Did you really?
yeah, it was, I got talked into it by my then brother-in-law, who convinced me I was the money guy and he was going to be the operator. And the idea was to get radio stations and all these people to use it for promotion. And I don't think we made a single penny out of that deal. But I found myself up at the crack of dawn many weekends chasing that balloon through cornfields and all kinds of stuff, trying to figure out where the hell it was going to land and figure out the roads to get there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. I must admit, it was fun, kind of. Hey, Quandell, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, Ruth, how are
Awesome.
you?
One quick question for you, Dennis, before you get rolling.
Yeah,
We're going to be doing a Pop Shop live show tonight at 7:00. Do you want me to share that information with the class in case anybody wants to
absolutely.
tune in and see what it's all about?
Absolutely, man. This is, we're all trying to help each other figure out what the hell we're doing, right?
I just wanted to check with you. I'll do that after a while, whenever you say.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And I'm glad to remind me, because I want to check in too. We're going to have, our friend Rebecca is going to be a guest speaker on Tuesday for our class.
Good.
So she's going to give a presentation on Pop Shop Live, and I think it'll be fun. I really like her.
Yeah,
we
she's
quite a
a
bit.
great gal. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's kind of get started. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. So I'm going to warn you, today is going to be, let's use the word, it's going to be aspirational, because I don't expect the subject that we're talking about, I don't expect any of you to automatically figure out how to do omni-channel marketing. So I'm going to do my best to explain what it is, and realize that it may be some work to get this done for your business, possibly, but it's still an important concept, and I want you to think about it, and there may be ways to do it at different levels, but let's start off with, I've got a short little 5-minute video that does a really good job of explaining what, let's see if I can do this right here. What omnichannel is. So let's see if this works. Okay, so let me move this around a little bit here. Okay, so. And hopefully you can see my screen. It's a YouTube. Everybody see that okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Good. Okay, so this is a little short 7-minute video, and I'm just going to preface this with a couple of things. You all have heard of multi-channel marketing, I'm sure, or multi-channel operations. And so this is kind of different than that. It's called omni-channel, and this woman does a really good job of explaining it. And we'll start off with her and go from there. So let's give it a try.
I'm pretty sure we can all agree that marketing your business in 2021 is drastically different than how you were marketing your business in 2015. The increase for digital opportunities due to new technology, new social media platforms being rolled out, and then overall just the shift in how people are shopping these days have all changed how we reach our customers. Think about it, even just within the last 12 months due to this pandemic, we have seen an increase in demand for delivery options and also a drastic increase in online purchasing. And while we've always talked about a multi-channel approach, you know how you get the word out about your business across multiple avenues like email, print ads, billboards, social media, you may not have yet considered your omni-channel marketing strategy. In today's video, I'm reviewing what an omni-channel marketing strategy is, how it benefits your small business, and also 3 actionable steps that you can take today to see how your business is stacking up when it comes to your omni-channel marketing strategy. Hi y'all, I'm Vivian Walton, the seasoned marketer, and I share marketing tips, tools, and tactics with resourceful business owners. If you're new here, every Monday I release a new marketing video, so if you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now or follow me on any one of my other social media accounts. Okay, let's start talking omni-channel marketing strategy. First, let's start with what we are referring to when we say omni-channel. As I mentioned earlier, we are really used to talking about our multi-channel approach to marketing. For example, if you own a plumbing business, you may say, I promote my business through social media on Facebook, through billboards, through print ads in the newspaper, and also through direct mailers, postcards. That is a multi-channel approach to marketing because you are using multiple avenues to try to reach out to potential new customers. The goal with a multi-channel strategy really is to cast that net as wide as you can. So you're trying to reach as many qualified potential customers that will purchase your product and service. So multi-channel means casting a wide net. Omni-channel takes it one step further and says, great, you're using all of these avenues to reach out to potential customers, but what is the customer's experience on all of these platforms, and is it consistent? Your omni-channel marketing strategy puts the focus on the customer and is in every sense of the way prioritizing how to make that purchasing process as easy as possible for them. And if you're looking for a quick way to remember the difference between your multi-channel marketing strategy and your omni-channel marketing strategy, just remember, multi-channel starts with your business and moves to each individual channel that you decide to use to reach your target audience. Omni-channel starts with your customer and prioritizes a seamless and consistent experience. At this point, you may be thinking to yourself, sounds like a lot of marketing mumbo jumbo, Vivian, but how does this impact my business day to day? Well, giving thought to your omni-channel marketing strategy will benefit your business in the following areas: customer loyalty, brand recall, and increased customer retention, all of which lead to, you guessed it, increased revenue. Your omni-channel marketing strategy impacts your bottom line. So where do you even begin? How do you start evaluating your omni-channel marketing strategy? Well, here are 3 actionable items that you can do and start today to evaluate and see how you're stacking up in this area. List your customer touch points. Create an inventory of your touch points by going through and listing out every place that your customer has an opportunity to connect with your business to purchase your products and services. For example, if I own a pizza place, I have 4 touch points, and the 4 touch points I would list out are my website, where they can go online and order a pizza, my storefront, where they can either call in and order a pizza or walk in and place an order, my online listings, think Google Place listing, and then also my Instagram, because at this point I am funneling my Instagram followers onto my online ordering platform. So those would be the 4 key touch points that I would want to focus on. Map out your customer journey for every touch point. After you have identified your touch points, take it one step further and actually go through and map out the customer journey for every single one of those touch points. This includes experiencing the ordering process from start to finish for every single one of these touch points. And you don't want to forget important things like even looking at the email confirmation that you send to them after the order is placed. Or let's say if you're doing texting, if you send them a text confirmation that their delivery is on the way, you want to look at every single item that the customer is receiving in response to this particular ordering process. Your goal in mapping each journey is to look for the gaps that you can go in and fill. Also, you want to see which areas you're severely lacking in and to make sure that you have consistency across all platforms. If you are delivering a better experience, let's say when they're ordering online as opposed to when they call in to the brick and mortar store, you're going to be able to spot that by mapping out your customer journey. Know your audience. One of the biggest determinants of how strong your omnichannel marketing strategy is taking a look at the data that you are collecting to better serve your customers. Do you have a good grasp on who your target audience is, their preferences, their shopping patterns? How are you using the data that you are currently collecting to better understand your customers and their needs? An omnichannel marketing strategy will become increasingly more important for your small business as customers start to interact with more and more platforms, and also as your customers' expectations evolve. So really strongly consider taking those 3 action items that I shared with you today and evaluate where you are today with your omnichannel marketing strategy. It is the perfect starting point. If you like this video, remember that every week I release a new video information just like this that could help you market
All right.
and grow your business.
Let's
Don't
see if I
forget that I
can
also
get
have
her
a
to be
website
quiet.
at www.theseasonmarketer.com where you could find a couple freebies to download today. So
Well.
go check that out. Thanks again for tuning into another Monday Marketing Minute. I'll catch you guys next week, same time and place.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So what I find interesting about what she had to say is this kind of definition of the customer at the center versus your business at the center of a strategy. The multi-channel strategy is your business and you thinking about the different ways that you want to reach out or connect versus a customer-centric view. How does the customer reach out to you? Do they reach out to you by the web? Do they come by a store? Do they get emails? Do they get texts? Do they buy on a marketplace and where they get stuff from you? Et cetera, et cetera. And I started off by saying that I realized that actually doing this and implementing an omni-channel strategy is not trivial in terms of the work that has to be done technically. But I did want to bring it into your awareness, and I have some resources I'm going to share with you that we're going to talk about a little bit as well. But at this point, are there any questions or reactions to what we've talked about so far? Okay.
Pretty cool to think of it from the customer perspective.
Yeah, I think, she started off her video talking about, which we've all dealt with, which was the pandemic and kind of this changing situation, I guess, if you will, in terms of, the way things were are different now, right? In terms of how we do business, and particularly as you become more engaged on a digital way, whether be it a website, text, email, social media, platforms like we've been talking about, all that kind of stuff. It does make sense to kind of think of the center being the customer and making sure the customer has the ability to deal with you kind of across the board. And I think the best example that I've run across is somebody who might be on their phone. Maybe they're on their way home from work, or they're walking around or something. They have their phone and they're on your store, and they start to look at something, and then they walk in the door of their house and they go, oh, I'm going to go on my computer and take a look at this because I want to see a bigger picture. And they go to that website, and it picks up right from where they left off, right where they left off on the phone. It's kind of this connectivity between channels or between methods. And that's where the technical difficulty comes into. How do you do that? One advantage that Shopify has, for those of you who use it, that included in your deal is essentially a mobile app. It's not technically a mobile app, but it is an app that's designed for use by mobile devices, and that is included in your deal, and that is integrated with your website. It's basically the same thing as your website, just a little bit of a different front end, if you will. So somebody in the chat asking what was the third thing to get started. I'll post a link to that YouTube video. It's only 7 minutes long, so you'll be able to look at it. I apologize. I didn't get a chance to set that up beforehand, but we will do that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a document which I have posted in our Facebook group, but I'll also make it available to anybody who wants it. And it's really the best guide that I have seen for omni-channel commerce and how do you do it. I'm going to share my screen real quick. So hopefully you can see this. Now, this is a guide that's put out by a division of Shopify called Shopify Plus. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. Shopify Plus is the extreme high end of Shopify. So if you're Nike or some major brand, you will actually use Shopify Plus instead of just the regular Shopify that you and I might use. So it's a different level of service. It's quite a bit more expensive. I think it starts at $2,000 a month and goes up from there. But this guide is really the definitive source of this whole subject. And it's a good resource, even if you're not in a position to start doing this stuff immediately. You will get a kind of a college level understanding of what's going on in this space, and you may find yourself thinking about how you can implement it. I think the idea of, as the different customers or prospects touch your different channels, if that's one way to look at it, the more you learn about them and the more you can fine tune your goods and services to meet their needs. The more information you have, and particularly if you're not necessarily paying for it like you are with ads. When you pay for Facebook ads or Google AdSense or any of that stuff, you're hoping to get a lot of data, but at the same time, you're paying for it. So I just want to point out a couple things in here. I promise we are not going to read this whole thing. One of the first things that I think you will hear over and over and over, it becomes a cliche, but I can't emphasize it enough. And that is mapping your customer's journey. All of you can do this right now with where you are with your current digital infrastructure. You can take a look and see everything that a customer sees, from the website, the web pages, the way it looks on different devices. You can take a look at emails, texts, shipping confirmations, literally anything that you do digitally. You are able to get a good sense of what that is and how it might need to change. Or be adjusted, I guess is a better way to look at it. Things like, and I don't know how many of you have thought about this, things like unboxing. This is crazy. I don't know if you've seen this on the internet or if you've seen it on YouTube or social media, but a lot of people will actually video the opening of their package from your business. And they will talk about it. And usually it's done when they're thrilled with the unboxing, when they just really like the experience. It's kind of like, I always use as an example, if you've ever bought an Apple product, an Apple computer or an iPad or even an iPhone, the unboxing is really terrific. I mean, they have thought through every single aspect of that package. And when you open it up, it's a pretty overwhelming experience, I think, compared to lots of other products that you buy. And I always use Apple. To me, is the best example of unboxing that I've run across. But there are lots of others. There might be a food delivery service. It could be, like Amazon, for example, in my opinion, has a terrible unboxing experience, right? You get this ugly box with a big piece of tape on it. And sometimes you'll open up this box and it'll have like one little tiny thing in the box, it's crazy. Like, why did they use this giant box to send this little thing? And it's just kind of in the box. There's no correspondence, no note, nothing. It's just a brown corrugated box with a bunch of tape on it. And you open it up and there's your stuff. Sometimes if you've ordered several items, there'll be several items in the box, but they're just thrown in there. They're not lovingly packed or covered with, packing material, whatever. It's just, I think it's terrible myself, but you all are obviously, you're not Amazon. You are unique and special in what you're offering. So that whole idea, think of it again in this omni-channel strategy, the unboxing and the delivery and the unboxing is something that you can actually make a difference with. So again, I'm not going to read all this, but this is a really comprehensive thing that you all should download and have available to yourself. There's just a couple of things I want to point out in here. One big trend that happened in the pandemic is buy online, pick up somewhere else. Either pick up in the store, pick up curbside, pick up at another location, have it delivered. This is an example of omni-channel where the customer, they're buying it on your website, but they might prefer to pick it up themselves, or they might prefer to have it delivered in some way. So this is the omni-channel shopping and fulfillment can really make a difference in customers. Here's something I wanted to point out to you all. When the pandemic hit, certain brands that you've never thought of as direct to consumer, like for example, Heinz ketchup. Heinz ketchup went from being a brand that's only available in stores to launching major direct to consumer channels to reach people that couldn't make it to the store. And some of them had incredible success. Heinz being one of them, who knew that ketchup was such a big deal. But here's some statistics that I found really interesting that I've highlighted here. Brands that sell online through marketplaces, like we talked about the other day, mobile, social media, and in physical locations, generate almost 200% more revenue than merchants who only sell through a single channel. So if you're only selling on your website or you're only selling in your retail store, you're leaving money on the table, I would argue. This idea here, the second bullet is 50% of global e-commerce sales were made via online marketplaces in 2019. And my guess is that number was much higher in 2020 and 2021. That means they're not buying from your website, they're buying from a marketplace like an Amazon, a Walmart, Doorstep Market, Etsy, etc. People like marketplaces mostly for product discovery because they can go to one place and look at a lot of different stuff versus trying to remember that website. What was that website of that person that I was interested in? That's a harder sale, if you will. And they also found that the people spend more time on the purchase when they're using omni-channel approaches like marketplaces and other things. So the key part to this, I guess, and why I think it's technically can be challenging, and that is this idea of a seamless buying experience across channels. That is not the easiest thing in the world to make it all work together. I'm going to be frank on that, and you may have technical expertise or help that can help you do that. But I think if you can achieve connectivity between your mobile app or mobile website and your full website, that goes a long way toward making that happen. I think, I don't know if you look at your statistics on your website and you can tell what percentage of people are coming to your site from a mobile device versus a desktop device or a laptop, that should inform you on what to emphasize and what to support. Some of this stuff here, we've been talking about these e-commerce marketplaces. What does this mean? E-commerce marketplaces, mobile websites and apps, social marketing, messaging and SMS, deeply personalized email marketing. These are all examples of omni-channel retailing, and many of you do this kind of stuff right now. You're in the process of using a lot of these tools. So anyway, I will make this available to you all. There's a really good section on mapping the customer journey. I think it's in many of your all's cases, mapping the journey is not going to be as hard as if you were a big multinational brand with tons and tons of channels. But take a look at all the steps of what you're doing. And this will really help you not only find the customers, but also really build trust among the customers that you're valuable to them, you're saving them time or money or both, or you're providing something they can't get anywhere else. So I think that's an important thing. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on here. I'm going to stop the share now and go back to face-to-face. I'd like to ask you all if you have made any changes because of COVID compared to maybe what you were doing before. And I'm just going to kind of go through and ask people. So Ruth, I'll start with you. Have you done anything different as a result of COVID?
Yes, totally. I used
Okay.
to sell mostly through specialty food stores. And with COVID, I had inventory and my stores were closed. So I created an e-commerce site on my website that was pretty successful. And
Wow.
then I also developed a new product because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your new product?
Syrup.
Strawberry jam.
No, syrup.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because people were making drinks and they were having breakfast and they complained about making syrup. So
Wow.
I know how to make jam, so I know how to make syrup.
Oh, that is so cool. Now, can you give us a rough idea? You don't have to give us any specifics, but would you say your sales are split between e-commerce and stores or something like that? Or how would you characterize that?
It's really shifted. So for a time when people were not going to the stores, e-commerce was greater.
Yeah.
Now that the stores have reopened and I've gotten more stores, I think that I'm now seeing more through the stores than I am through e-commerce. And part of it is my fault in that I have not been advertising as much
Right.
e-commerce site. So it's, there's a lot of variables there.
Okay, we have one last question before we go on to someone else. Did you find when you were doing the e-commerce or focusing on that, did you gain customers from geographies that you were surprised at?
Totally. In fact, I called one of my suppliers for product help, and the person who answered the phone, after she listened to what I wanted and told me who I needed, told me that she had jars of my jam in her refrigerator and she lives in California.
Awesome.
And I was so tickled. It was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing to me. So yes,
Yeah, you ought to have a picture contest for like the weirdest place that has your jam or something.
or
And,
how they use it. Yes.
and have people post it, give them a jar, free jar of jam or something. That is really cool. Well,
Love
that's,
that idea. Thank you.
yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm just going to go through on my sheet here or my list, whatever. Hopefully I won't miss anybody. Keisha, you want to comment on this?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay. I've been having the worst computer issues today. So I found, especially like at the beginning of COVID, I'm only online anyway. I do like some people, I mean, of course I'm on Facebook too. So people that know who I am will request products, but mostly my business comes from Etsy. And but during COVID, it was a whole big push of buy local, buy local. So I got a whole lot of business from people that specifically went to look on the page, like Facebook and to Etsy, to find out like where the person kind of was located.
Wow.
And so I got a whole lot of business then. The reverse of that is now when the stores open back up, the business is extremely slow because now people can get out and go back to the mall. So I'm finding, and I don't know, and I'll be curious about other people that are on Etsy and Shopify, but I'm finding that business is extremely slower on those platforms, even with the marketing that they're doing, than it was at the beginning of COVID and even the beginning of this year for small businesses.
Well, we got to help you. I got
Yes.
I've got some ideas. Okay. Let's see. Alan Riggs, next on my hit parade. Are you there, Alan?
Yeah.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yep, sure can.
Awesome. So what we kind of did beforehand, most of our sales were done in person, going to different events and festivals, things like that. And then obviously when COVID hit, those weren't really a thing. So it was during that time frame we launched our website.
Okay.
And we were able to get like a lot of traction through the website. But now that we're seeing as events and things have been back up, our website traction is actually going down.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. All right. A car. I'm not sure the first name. I apologize.
Amazing. I don't know why it says that. It put that up there for me.
Okay.
It's Amy Carricker though.
Oh, hey. Sorry.
I started selling in September of 2019. So my business was very new prior to COVID, right before COVID.
Yeah.
And the boom of the trading card industry caused so many more platforms to open up, where up until say March, all there was, all I was using was eBay. But now there's so many different ways that you can sell them, like the live commerce, whatever.
Right.
That is rampant with the box breaks where people open actual boxes of cards live. I mean, that's come about since COVID, which I wouldn't get into that. I really, really think that's interesting. And a lot more people have started buying. I think they got more into the hobby. So COVID really drove a lot of business toward the trading card industry in general, because people were home, I guess, and didn't, have a lot to do, and brought back their old hobbies. So it's totally changed our industry.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ariana. Are you there, Ariana? Oh, I'm in a rural area, so she cannot, let's see. Okay, she says she's had to shift from looking into using overseas manufacturers to local manufacturers, and this reduces shipping time of products to me and will allow me to do a quicker turnaround for products. All right, thank you for that. Okay, Branson, how about you, bud?
Um, I had to shift from doing a lot of because I was doing a lot of outside functions and with COVID doing engineering and producing close quarters cut off. So that made me have to move a lot of stuff over to e-commerce to my websites, which made me really step my website game up to make the look like the major people that I was competing against. And
Yeah.
then that also took me to Fiverr, so that I could get some services out through Fiverr, and then Etsy and I started using the Shopify as one of the last things. But even with that, it's like you said, it slowed down once stores open back up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Colleen's iPhone. Can you hear me, Colleen? How are you? Welcome. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Okay. Let's go to iPad.
Hi. So pre-COVID, I was doing a lot of events like in person, like setting up vendor tables and stuff like that. So I did focus more on the e-commerce side via Etsy. Once COVID started, and traffic did pick up a lot because a lot of people were home. So I did notice a slight decline once outside opened up. However, I did notice like the customers, well, I really kind of focused on finding like a niche market and like developing products for that market, and then like focusing on like my brand loyalty. So I have a lot of customers who purchased during the pandemic who are like still interested in products. So I'm like, basically like right now, I'm just focusing on like trying to and like improve my process to get them to come back. Like, you know, my social media following and stuff has improved, but just kind of building and expanding on that. So I've had to learn some new skills and just do some researching into like drop shipping and stuff like that to get some low cost products that I can, you know, increase the price or make a profit off of and things like that just to stay afloat. So.
Okay. Well, we have we can help you with some of that stuff if we can introduce you to any folks in that space. Be happy to do so. So we have worked with a number of really wholesale marketplace, I guess would amount to, that do the drop shipping and that kind of thing. Okay, John Arnold, you're next.
Yeah, Dennis, COVID was really a blessing to us in many aspects of the business. I think I've mentioned before that about 90% of our sales come from what we call wholesale distributors that we have in 41 states. We ship product out to them at a wholesale price. They go out to farmers markets, street fairs, craft festivals, that type of thing, and market our products. Of course, with COVID, that came to a screeching halt. In fact, when it first kind of clamped down last spring, or spring of 2020, I thought, wow, this is just absolutely going to kill us. What happened was, as soon as that hit, we got inundated with a lot of online boutiques contacting us about buying our products so they could sell online. And we were blessed to pick up some huge online boutiques. The one you showed yesterday kind of reminded me, we have one in Long Island, New York, that has close to 200,000 followers.
Wow.
And I mean, her sales alone really carried us for a couple months last year. And then a lot of other boutiques came on board also. So that was really, and that was kind of our introduction to Comments Sold, because that's who she uses, and that's how we got started with Comments Sold. And then the other big plus for us was, since everybody was having to stay at home and needing food items, We already were doing a little bit of business on eBay, Amazon, and our website. And of course, those sales quadrupled during that period of time because there again, people were having to stay at home. So it was kind of a two-headed monster. It hurt our distributors that couldn't do shows any longer. Of course, now state by state, that's opening back up, and that's picked back up tremendously this year.
I see.
But
So would you say the net effect is you've increased your business overall?
yes, yes,
So that's a great story.
absolutely.
We can get you on a speaking tour, John. John, you have something you want to tell the class? This is a good time to tell them if you want.
Oh, about tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know since you've been kind of promoting Pop Shop Live, and you told me that Rebecca's going to be on to give a presentation. We are doing our next Pop Shop Live event tonight at 7 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. If you do not already have the Pop Shop Live app, it's a free app that's available in the Apple Play Store and the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, excuse me. And all you have to do is download it to your phone, and then you have to put in your name. And then I asked a special favor, it'll ask for a referral code. If you would just type in Cherry, CHERRY, that way we get credit for bringing you on board. No compensation, but we get a little star for that. And then you can watch our presentation tonight, and that'll kind of give you a feel for whether Pop Shop Live might be, a good venue for you.
Fantastic. I tell you, John's son Craig is a trip. You really, instead of watching some reruns or something or the Olympics, watch Craig for a half hour, however long it is. It'll put a smile on your face, and some of you may well be prospects to talk to John about putting your products in his farmer's market, or perhaps even going directly in the future. So thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dennis.
Quandel's leaving, so he can't do it. And I think that's all we have. So I think everybody, Kaim, I didn't get you, did I? If you can hear me.
Yeah, let's give this a try, Dennis.
Okay, great. You sound good.
Awesome. You can hear me. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
we've
man.
had some computer and technical difficulties as well. So, and unfortunately, I'm working off my phone, but we're going to make it work out. But yeah, no, post-pandemic, we were doing a lot of events, and we had our online store, but our website went to our eBay store. We were trying to simplify that when the pandemic hit, and actually added to keep e-commerce straight to our website, which has made it easier, but our website traffic has been it's like a roller coaster. It's up and down. One month you have 5, one month you'll have 10, next month you won't have anything.
Right.
But kind of like John, we were blessed in the fact that we a lot of local businesses were trying to bring us on and get local stuff into their store. So our product did very well there. Overall, our business is up for last year. So in the fact that the pandemic was as difficult as it was, we were blessed and fortunate with all of our activities.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, thank you all. Ruth asked a question of John. I'll answer if John hadn't seen it. I'm not sure how this chat works, to tell you the truth. John has a product line. He makes mixes, different kinds of mixes, like for salad dressing and other products. It's like a powdered mix, all different flavors. But what he does on Pop Shop Live is actually a farmer's market where lots of members of the North Carolina Specialty Food Association have put their products in the farmer's market. So John's son talks about your product and sells it live on Pop Shop Live. It's really different. It's really crazy. Encourage everybody to at least look at it. One of the senior founders of Pop Shop Live is going to be speaking to us on Tuesday as a guest speaker. I think I just warn you, it's very different than anything you've seen before. And it's wildly popular, wildly popular. You know, it's just something to, I gotta tell somebody, I'll call them later. So anyway, I just think it's a lot of fun. I get the biggest kick out of watching it. And I actually bought something, John, I didn't tell you this, or Craig knew, but I bought these pork rinds, which I do not eat, but my brother-in-law is like a pork rind fanatic. So I bought these pork rinds. I didn't even really look at it that carefully. I was just trying to buy something, and I had it shipped directly to my brother-in-law. And it's these pork rinds that you put in the microwave. And it, I don't know how it worked. Somehow it makes the most awesome pork rinds that a human has ever made or eaten. And he called me last night and just said, oh my God, this stuff is incredible. So I did discover microwave pork rinds from John's show. And my family is the better for it, I think, I hope. Okay, so I think we got everybody. If I missed anybody, holler now. Let's see. Okay, I think that's all. If there's any other questions or thoughts that anybody has, that guide is in the Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, join it. A lot of stuff in there. You can download it. It's a PDF. You got to have it. You got to know about it. Even if you don't get to it right away, you can be really popular at cocktail parties when you ask people what their omni-channel strategy is. You can be cool. So tomorrow we do not have class. I have another thing I have to go to. Unfortunately, people seem to think that they can invite me at the last second, but as an old friend of mine said, as long as they keep inviting you, it's all good. So I am going to be doing something tomorrow, but Thursday is a real treat. We're going to have the big dog from Comment Sold. John knows him. He's a great guy. Michael will be talking to us about Comment Sold, and you can ask them questions about it, understand what they're doing, the success they've had, particularly in certain product categories, certain like women's retail clothing and some other things. So I'm really excited to have him as our guest speaker. And then next week is going to be just a blast, at least for me. I hope it will be for you. So on Tuesday, and all this will be on your schedule, Tuesday we have Rebecca Cahill, who's the head of sales for Pop Shop Live. I think she's employee number 2 or 3 for that group. They just raised $20 million in venture capital. They are the hottest company in the live streaming commerce space that there is, as far as I can tell. And she's great. John knows her. I think you all will be really impressed with her. And she wants to connect with you guys so that you know about her and the resource that they offer. On Wednesday is really important. None of you can miss this. You're not allowed. Andy Kurtz of Buttermilk Creative, who is one of the top packaging guys in the country. He's in Greensboro. He is spectacular. He's a great guy. He's warm and engaged. And for some reason, he likes us. So he's national speaker. He's always busy, but he always makes time for our class. So I hope you're able to sit in. You will learn a lot, and even potentially he might be able to help you with your packaging. He's a really great guy, good friend, and a really good guy. And then on Thursday, another star that some of you who have heard of him before, Warren Allen of the Click Firm. He is going to be talking about Google services. He's what's known as a Google partner, which is a really hard thing to get. I believe he's the only one in Greenville, as far as I know, but you will not believe what he will be able to help you with. And most of it is free, which I think is just crazy. Branson, you might want to comment here, your experience with Warren.
Yes. From after listening to him the first time, I was able to go back in and rework all my Google channels, and it really made my awareness and numbers go up. And then I took the same principles and took it over to YouTube, which if you're making videos to promote your products and you use what he's talking about, once you hear it, it'll help you really get your numbers going.
Yeah, in a big way, in a big way. So that's the outline for our next series of shows, classes, whatever we call this. Nothing tomorrow, no class tomorrow. Then we're going to comment sold is going to be the star on Thursday. Next Tuesday is Pop Shop Live. Then we have Andy Kurtz of Buttermilk Creative, the packaging guru. And then Thursday is going to be Warren Allen, the Google expert, which all of these are can't miss. Don't miss them. I think you'll be really excited to learn what these folks are sharing. Anybody have any questions or thoughts before I let you go? Okay. Well, thanks everybody for coming and digging in on this omni-channel stuff. I know it's kind of dense, but it is an important thing. So thanks everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.